Friends gather round for I shall weave a tale of trade wars, tariffs, and a surprising victor. It all began in 2018 when the then commander-in-chief, in his infinite wisdom, decided to wage an economic battle against China. The goal, we were told, was to bring manufacturing jobs back to American shores. It was a noble aspiration, no doubt, but one that relied on the economic acumen of let's just say it relied on a lot of assumptions. The opening salvo was a barrage of tariffs on Chinese goods. These tariffs, we were assured, would force American companies to abandon their Chinese factories and return home, tails between their legs, ready to create jobs for hard-working Americans. It was a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. The initial reaction was a mix of confusion and concern. Economists warned of the potential consequences, but their words were drowned out by the promises of a revitalized American manufacturing sector. China, for its part, responded with tariffs of its own, and so began the trade war. As the trade war raged on, American companies began to feel the heat. The tariffs were eating into their profits, and the uncertainty was making it difficult to plan for the future. Faced with these challenges, many companies did indeed decide to move their production out of China. However, there was a slight problem with this exodus. You see, those companies weren't exactly flocking back to the United States. Instead, they were setting up shop in other countries with lower labor costs and fewer trade barriers, countries like, wait for it, Vietnam. It turned out that bringing manufacturing back to the US was a bit more complicated than slapping on some tariffs. American companies had grown accustomed to the low wages and efficient supply chains of Asia, and they weren't eager to give that up. So they simply shifted their operations to other countries in the region. Meanwhile, the Chinese economy, while still a formidable force, began to show signs of strain. The trade war was taking its toll, and the once booming growth rate began to slow. This slowdown had ripple effects throughout the global economy, as China was, and still is, a major player on the world stage. The trade war had exposed a vulnerability in the global supply chain. With so much manufacturing concentrated in China, any disruption there had the potential to send shockwaves throughout the world. This realization led many companies to adopt a China Plus One strategy. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty of the trade war, a surprising victor emerged: Vietnam. This Southeast Asian nation, often overshadowed by its larger neighbor to the north, saw its economy boom as companies flocked to its shores. Vietnam's exports to the United States more than doubled between 2019 and 2025, and the country became a top 5 exporter to the US. Vietnam's success was no accident. The country had been laying the groundwork for its economic rise for years, and it was well positioned to take advantage of the trade war fallout. Section 5. Hanoi's winning formula: policies for prosperity. Vietnam's government had implemented a series of proactive policies designed to attract foreign investment and boost exports. These policies included tax breaks, streamlined regulations, and investments in infrastructure, particularly in ports and logistics. The Vietnamese government also understood the importance of free trade. They signed over a dozen free trade agreements, including the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, which further opened up the Vietnamese economy to foreign investment and trade. Section 6. China Plus One: hedging bets, reaping rewards. The China Plus One strategy, adopted by many multinational corporations, played a significant role in Vietnam's success. This strategy involved diversifying manufacturing operations by keeping some production in China while establishing additional facilities in other countries such as Vietnam. This diversification allowed companies to mitigate risks associated with over-reliance on a single manufacturing location. The trade war, with its tariffs and uncertainties, made the China Plus One strategy not just appealing but essential for many businesses. Vietnam, with its business-friendly environment and strategic location, became a prime destination for companies seeking to diversify their supply chains. Section 7. Silicon Valley: East Vietnam's tech boom. Vietnam's appeal extended beyond its low labor costs and favorable trade policies. The country was also emerging as a tech hub, attracting investment from Silicon Valley giants and other major players in the technology sector. Companies like Samsung, Intel, and LG poured billions of dollars into Vietnam, setting up manufacturing facilities for smartphones, semiconductors, and other electronic devices. Vietnam's young and increasingly skilled workforce, coupled with government support for technology and innovation, made it an attractive destination for tech investment. Section 8. The trade tussle continues. Uncertainty looms. As of 2025, the US-China trade war may have cooled, but tensions remain high. The tariffs imposed during the Trump era linger, and new points of contention, such as technology transfer and intellectual property rights, continue to fuel the rivalry between the world's two largest economies. This ongoing trade tussle creates uncertainty in the global economy. Businesses are left to navigate a complex web of tariffs, regulations, and geopolitical tensions, making long-term planning a challenge. Section 9. The future of global trade. A Vietnamese encore? The trade war and Vietnam's subsequent rise highlight the shifting dynamics of global trade. The era of unfettered globalization may be waning, replaced by a more fragmented and regionalized trading system. Vietnam, with its strategic location, proactive policies, and young dynamic workforce, is well positioned to benefit from these shifts. The country has demonstrated its ability to adapt and thrive in a changing global landscape, and it is likely to play an increasingly important role in the global economy. So, there you have it, folks, the story of the trade war, the unexpected winner, and the future of global trade. It's a tale of tariffs, triumphs, and the ever-changing tides of the global economy. And as always, stay tuned. Please subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on global economic trends and geopolitical shifts. Don't forget to like and share this video.